Hey everyone, Katie Vinecourt here, and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Clumsy Yogini. Today we're going to be working on a Warrior 2 standing series. So this is going to be part one of a few different series I'm going to put out there. So they're a little bit shorter segments, but you can kind of tailor it to what you need for the day. Maybe if you need a shorter practice, or if you want to make it a little bit longer, you can start to put the pieces of the puzzle together. So right now this will be one of the standing series where we work on Warrior 2 and kind of creating a flow with the Warrior 2 posture. From there, I will also put some warm-up videos, some sun salutation videos. We will do some sun salutations today, just in case you want that little bit of extra oomph with your practice. I'll have a cool down and a seated series as well as we progress. So again, this will be a shorter video, but you can make it as long as you like to by adding the pieces of the puzzle together. So stay tuned for the rest of the videos that come out. I ask that if you enjoy this video that you go ahead and give it a like, and then go ahead and subscribe to my channel when you're done as well. The more likes and subscribes I can get, the more I can get this content out to those of you who might need it the most right now. Who doesn't like yoga and meditation, am I right? And if you like this video, go ahead and share it with your friends, your family. If you'd like to see any specific content on my page, feel free to write in the comments. I'm always looking to hear feedback from everyone to see what you guys would like. This YouTube page is for the community, and I really want you all to enjoy it as much as you possibly can, and that means creating content for all of you as well. Before we get started, I will have a couple of links in the About section below. So if you want some music to go along with the practice, I'll have my Spotify links, so you can go to my Spotify playlist and put on some tunes. I'll also have two donation links. There's one for Venmo and one for PayPal. So if you really like this class and you feel inclined to donate, there's a couple of options for that. It's not necessary, but it is definitely appreciated. And then I'll have my Insta bio link that'll take you to my website, my Facebook, my Instagram, and then there's a few other links in there as well. So discounts on some yoga apparel if you need some new yoga pants or maybe some new yoga tops. Who doesn't like to shop, right? And then lastly, I'll put the link to the yoga studio that I teach at in the greater Cincinnati area, the Elemental Om Studio. So I'm at our Mason, Montgomery, and Mount Lookout location Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So if you'd like to come meet me and take a class in person, check out our schedule over there. We've got a lot of great teachers. We have a lot of fun and a great community. So like I said, today we're going to be working on a standing series using the Warrior 2 posture. So we're going to go ahead and head over to our mat. If you want to, go ahead and grab a block or two. I'm going to have 2 blocks here just as reference if you'd like to use them. And we'll go ahead and get started. And like I said, this video is going to be a part in the series, so if you'd like to make this a little bit longer, you can always go ahead and grab the warm-up video, play the warm-up video before, come to this, and then there'll be a seated sequence as well as a cool-down. So you can always start to put the videos together if that works for you, or if you just need kind of a shorter, quick practice, this will be great. We'll start in a standing position in mountain. We'll go through a few sun salutations today. I'll be doing the modified sun salutations by bringing chest and chin down to the ground and coming into a cobra as opposed to a chaturanga into an up dog. My wrists have been bothering me a little bit lately, so I'm going to keep it a little bit more modified. Remembering the flow is always optional, so you don't need to take the flow. You can go straight into down dog or take a beat in child's pose. If you do have a full chaturanga practice at home, feel free to bring that in. Bring as much creativity and your own intuition into this practice as you need. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. So coming to the top of our mat, I have my 2 blocks right here. We're going to ground down in our mountain pose. So in mountain pose, feet can either be together or they can be about hip distance apart. You can even be a little bit wider apart. It just depends on how you feel in your base. So I'm going to bring my feet together here. It challenges my balance a little bit more, but it also helps me engage my muscles a little bit deeper. So this is just my preference. Whatever works for you, just go ahead and give that a try. All right, very good. So I'm bringing my feet together here. Core is strong. We're going to tuck it in slightly so that tailbone's pressing down towards the mat. Very nice. Go ahead, inhale, reach the shoulders up, and exhale, drop them down away from the ears. Start to feel the heart opening up and expanding. And then begin to open up the palms so the fingertips come down towards the mat. Maybe visualizing a block between the thighs so the knees begin to lift and the thighs squeeze together, creating a nice active pose. Very nice. Breathing in and breathing out. So mountain's always going to be the foundation of all of our poses here. Very good. Just going to move my mat back just a little bit. There we go. Cool. On your inhale, we're going to reach the arms up. Let the gaze follow. As we exhale, hands come to heart center. Taking a moment here, maybe setting an intention for your practice if you haven't already. Nice breath in. And exhale, sigh it out. On your inhale, arms rise up. As we exhale, hinging with the hips, leading with the heart. Find that forward fold. As we inhale, we'll lift up, lengthen halfway. Gaze comes forward, nice flat back. On our exhale, fold forward. On my inhale, I'm going to step back, find my plank pose. Hold here for a moment, strengthening through the core. As I exhale, I'm going to lower to the knees, bend the elbows, hugging them into the side, lowering chest and chin down towards the mat. On my inhale, I'm going to slide through, extend to the legs, come up, find my low cobra, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze comes towards the navels, arms nice and long, spine is long. If you need to, you can always put a bend in the knees to keep the tailbone pointed up towards the sky. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. As we inhale, gaze comes forward. On our exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Find your forward fold. Again, we want to have that nice long spine. So if you're rounding to the back, put that nice bend in the knees. As you hinge to the hips, lead with the heart. Inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Very nice. On your inhale, use the legs, use the core to help lift you up. Arms rise up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Coming back to your breath as you breathe in through the nose. Hand out through the nose. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, hinge you with the hips, leading with the heart. Forward fold. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step back, find plank pose. When you're in plank, always option to lower to the knees. As we exhale, lower to the knees, bend elbows, lowering chest and chin down towards the mat. Inhale, find cobra. It can be lower, a little bit higher, whatever feels good to you. Listen to your spine. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. On your inhale, gaze comes forward. As you exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Find forward fold. Inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Notice as we go through these sun salutations, even if we are modifying, the body's starting to warm up. We're creating that heat. We're creating that fire. We'll do one more round of sun salutations here. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Breathing in and breathing out. On your inhale, step back, find your plank pose. Strong core, strong arms, gaze is out in front. Energy shoots out through the heels. As we exhale, lower to the knees. Bend elbows, lowering chest and chin to the mat. Inhale, find cobra. Nice heart opener here. Opening up through the front side of the body. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead, start to pedal through the feet. Maybe take the dog for a walk here. Very nice. Breathing in and breathing out. Very good. Shake the head, yes. Shake it, no. And then find stillness. On your inhale, gaze comes forward. As you exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Find your forward fold. Inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward. On your inhale, root to rise up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Coming back to your intention. Coming back to your breath. Very nice. Finding stillness. Sometimes being still is the most challenging part of our practice. So starting at the top of the mat, we're going to step our right leg back, coming into a wide-legged stance. Very good. So we're going to come into our Warrior 2 standing series here. If you have your blocks, go ahead and bring them near the center of the mat so they're easy to grab for you. We're going to heel toe the feet as far apart that's comfortable for the body. We want to make sure that the toes are pointing forward and the feet are completely rooted to the mat. So if you feel the outside edges of the feet starting to flip up, just walk the feet in a little bit closer together. Very nice. From here, we're going to bring the arms out to a T. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. We don't want to be hugging the shoulders into the ear. We want to relax them down. Very good. On your next breath, pivot the left toe towards the front of the mat. Let the gaze follow. Nice breath in. As we exhale, bend into that left knee, Warrior 2. Take a look down at the feet. Left heel is in line with that right arch. Left knee is in line with the big toe and stacked over the ankle. We have that nice long spine, so we're not leaning too far forward or too far back. Visualize a string being pulled at the crown of the head, so we're nice and long through the spine. Hips are beginning to open. Beautiful job. As we inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse the warrior, lifting up and out of that side body. So right arm comes down to the right thigh, left arm reaches up. Option to keep that front knee bent or extend to the leg, going a little bit deeper through the psoas. Shoulders soften. As we exhale, shift back to Warrior 2. Beautiful job. Maybe pressing into that front big toe. Notice how that changes the dynamic of the pose. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. On my next inhale, I'm going to lengthen my left leg. I'm going to grab my block because I like my block for triangle. I'm going to place my block on the outside edge of the left leg. Some people like to bring it on the inside edge, but I feel like if it's on the outside edge of the leg, the leg, my heart opens up just a little bit easier. So on my inhale, I'm going to lengthen the leg. As I exhale, hinge you with the hips, leading with the left fingertips. Let that left hand come down towards the thigh, shin, ground of the block, and right arm reaches up. So notice here, if I'm not using the block, I start to cave inward. The block's going to help keep me lifted up, nice and long through the spine. Gaze can stay out in front or up towards the sky. Beautiful job. Option to stay here or extend that right arm out over the right ear, lengthening a little bit more. Feel that left rib cage come under as the right rib cage opens up. Breathing in. As we exhale, shift back, Warrior 2. So coming back to our grounding pose here in Warrior 2. Very nice. On our exhale, we're going to shift into side angle. So a few variations in side angle here. We're going to bend the forearm to begin on the left side. Bring that left forearm to left thigh. Right hand comes to right hip. So this is side angle variation number 1. Next option is to sweep that right arm out over the right ear. Nice long side body. Next option, bring that block on the inside edge of the left leg this time. Bringing hand down towards the block or the ground. Again, I'm using the block because it helps keep my chest lifted open just a little bit more. Next option, find a half bind or a full bind. So bringing the right hand towards the left hip, or you can start to sweep that left arm under. I can't grab the fingertips, so I would use a strap if I was going to do that. Very nice. So that back leg nice and strong and active. Beautiful job. On your next breath, rise back up, Warrior 2. Strong legs, strong core. Next variation, we're going to shift into a balancing pose of half moon. So I'm going to take my blocks. If you're at home and you don't have props, you can always grab a stack of books. But I like my blocks and I have blocks, so I'm going to use those. My blocks are a little bit shorter, so I'm going to stack them right here. I'm going to place them about a couple inches in front of my left toe. Coming back to Warrior 2, I'm going to start to shift the weight onto that left leg, bring the left hand down towards the ground or the blocks. Shifting the weight onto the left leg, right toes begin to peel off the mat, and my hips stay open. So just like I'm pressing in, I'm going to move my blocks back because I'm really close to my bookcase, and it's throwing my balance off. So I'm going to lift that right leg up, almost like I'm pressing into a wall behind me. So that right foot is flexed, actively engaged. Right hand stays on the right hip to begin. And then releasing the right hand up towards the sky. Beautiful job. Gaze can follow for that extra challenge. If you have a wall behind you, you can lean against the wall for support. And then on your next breath, lower back down, warrior two. Very good. Go ahead and lengthen that front leg, hands coming out of the side, toes pivot forward, come back to that wide-legged stance. Very nice. Taking a few breaths here. Go ahead, bring the hands to the hips, and as we inhale, lift up, lengthen through the crown. On our exhale, hinge you with the hips, leading with the heart, find your forward fold. Hands come down towards the ground or the block. And then just let the crown of the head soften, feel the shoulders drop down away from the ears. Weight can come towards the toes, don't be afraid to do so. Find that nice equal balance between both the front foot and the back foot. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. On your next exhale, bring the hands to the hips. And on your inhale, rise up nice and slow. Let the blood come back down towards the earth. Take a moment here, come back to your breath. And then as we inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold forward, grabbing for the big toes with the peace fingers. Inhale, lift up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Use the biceps to help pull you in as the elbows come out to the side. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Very nice. Find that focus. Find that breath. Very good. On your next exhale, go ahead, bring the hands to the hips. And inhale, gently rise up again, nice and slow, back to that wide-legged stance. Come back to your breath. Let the blood settle back down. Sometimes when we're inverted for a few breaths, we become a little bit fuzzy in the head, so just taking a moment here, pausing. And on your inhale, arms come back out to that T. Again, make sure we're not shrugging the shoulders into the ear. One of my people that I follow says, think about the shoulders and the ears being divorced. We don't want them being close together. We want them to be far apart. Start to pivot that right toe towards the back side of the mat. Gaze comes towards the right fingertips, and as we exhale, bend into that right knee. So take a look down. Make sure we're not jetting too far forward or too far back. We want to have that knee in line with the big toe, stacked over the ankle, and right heel in line with the left arch. Back leg is strong and active. Spine is nice and long as the hips begin to open up. Beautiful job. Breathing in and breathing out. As you inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse the warrior. So left arm reaches down as right arm reaches up. And then option to stay here or lengthen through that right leg, going a little bit deeper, stretching through the psoas and the abs. Kind of like a reverse triangle. As you exhale, shift back to warrior two. Again, softening shoulders, softening jaw. If you have any injuries, you might notice the knee likes to cave inwards. So that's why we really like to use that big toe as a focal point. We're going to grab our blocks if we use them on the other side for triangle. Place it on the outside edge of that right leg. On your inhale, lengthen that right leg. As we exhale, hinge you with the hips, leading with the right fingertips. Let that right hand fall down towards the thigh, shin ground to the block, as left arm reaches up towards the sky. Beautiful job. So again, notice here if I bring my hand towards the inside edge instead of the outside edge, I'm caving forward more. Or if I bring my hand to the ground, my spine's not long. So this helps keep that nice lengthened spine. Left rib cage opens up, right rib cage sweeps under, gaze is out in front or towards the fingertips, and then maybe we extend that left arm out over the ear. Beautiful job. And then as you inhale, gently rise back up, and exhale, shift back to warrior two. If it feels good, maybe pressing into that big toe. Notice how that kind of changes the dynamic in the pose here. Breathing in. On your exhale, side angle variation. So starting with that right forearm on the right thigh, left hand to left hip to begin. So we can stay right here if that feels good, or we can sweep that left arm out over the left ear. Shoulder relaxes down. We can start to walk that right hand on the inside edge of the right leg on the ground of the block, or we can come in to a half bind or a full bind. For me, if I was going to go into a full bind, I'd grab my strap here. And again, feeling that equal balance between both the front leg and the back leg. So we don't want to be putting pressure on the knee. We don't want to be putting pressure into that back hip. We want that equal balance with that back leg still strong and active. Beautiful job. Feel that right rib cage sweeping under as left rib cage opens up. Core is strong. On your inhale, gently start to rise back up. And exhale, warrior two. Beautiful job. We're going to grab our blocks again if we're using that for our half moon variation. Bring our blocks about a few inches in front of that big toe. If it's too close to the big toe, what's going to happen is we're not going to have that space that we need to balance, and we're going to end up falling a lot easier. So I need to maneuver around a little bit. And if you have a wall at home, you can always come up to your wall. I'm going to use my door really quick just to show you guys. And notice how that wall is nice and supportive here. I can't really fall anywhere. So if you have that option, go ahead and do that. If not, we're going to place the blocks a few inches in front of the toes if we're using them. And then bring that right hand down towards the ground of the block. Start to shift weight onto that right leg. As the left leg comes up. Back foot is flexed, actively engaged. Very nice. And then option, they don't call me the clumsy yogini for nothing, right? I'm falling out of this thing. Back foot stays flexed, gaze is towards the ground, find your dristi, and then left fingertips reach up towards the sky. Gaze can follow for more of a challenging effect, but notice how we're opening up the hips. So a lot of times people will start to square the hips off like a standing split. You want to keep the hips, open, and then gently ground back down. Back to warrior two, and then we'll lengthen the leg, pivot the toes forward, hands come down to the side. So you guys, if you fall out of your balancing poses, it's not a big deal. It happens, okay? We all fall, so we get back up when we fall. It's just yoga. It's just your practice. It's a challenge that we have to work through. And a lot of times, one side's going to be a little bit stronger than the other. For me today, it was my left side. My right side, not so much. And it might change week to week, or it might always be my right side feels a lot weaker than the left side. Just kind of depends. So, don't be embarrassed if you fall. Don't let it get you down. Balancing poses are challenging. That's why we have props. That's why we have our walls. So if you need to use a prop or a wall, it's okay. All right? Awesome. Let's come back to that wide-legged stance. Toes are pointed out in front. This time we're going to reach for the fingertips behind the back. As we inhale, lift up, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale. And then exhale, hinge you with the hips, lead with the heart, find forward fold. If this is too much on the shoulders, you can always release the fingertips down towards the ground of the block. Just enjoy this nice opening through the front of the body. Try to keep the arms nice and straight. And then as you exhale, release the fingertips down towards the ground of the block. We're going to come into a twist here. So again, heel to the feet as far apart that's comfortable for you. We're going to start with right hand in the center of the mat, and left hand comes to left hip. As we exhale, gaze comes towards the left shoulder. Option one, stay here. Option two, start to extend the left fingertips up towards the sky. Keep that navel tucked in towards the spine so the core is strong and protected. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. With each inhale, we lengthen. With each exhale, we twist a little bit deeper. On our exhale, we're going to thread the needle by bringing left fingertips to right toes. Right arm comes up. Just reversing the twist. And then gently come back down to the center of the mat. We'll inhale, lift up, lengthen. And then exhale, fold forward. Very nice. This time, left hand comes towards the center of the mat, and right hand comes to right hip. We'll take a nice breath in. As we exhale, gaze comes towards the right shoulder. Option to keep that right hand grounded down, or start to extend the fingertips up towards the sky, letting the gaze follow. Again, navel contracts in towards the spine. Try to keep the hips squared off as much as you can. If you start to feel them opening up, bring that right hand down towards the back. As we inhale, we lengthen. As we exhale, we twist. Very nice. On your next exhale, right fingertips come to left toes. Left arm rises up, reverse the twist. Very good. And then gently come back down to center. We'll bring the hands on our hips on our next exhale. And then as you inhale, gently rise up. Beautiful job. Taking a moment, come back to your breath. Let's extend the arms out to the side, coming into our star pose. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Legs are strong. Shoulders are relaxed, chins parallel with the ground. On our next breath, reach the arms up towards the sky. As we exhale, pivot the toes to the corners of the mat. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, coming into our goddess pose. And checking in with the lower part of the body here. We don't want to be popping that booty back. We want to tuck the pelvis in here. So almost like we're trying to lift the pelvic floor. So notice that, check in with the back. Knees are in line with the big toes and stacked over the ankles. Beautiful job. On your next exhale, hands come to heart center. Step that right foot up to meet the left. Come back to your mountain pose. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Very nice. We'll do one balancing pose before we end the video today. So we'll start in our tree pose, and we'll show 2 variations here on how you can challenge your balance in a tree-like position. So hands toward heart center. Start to shift the weight onto that left leg. Right heel comes to left ankle. Gaze is out in front of us about 3 feet. So focusing on our drisi, which is our focal point, to help keep ourselves nice and balanced. Option 1 to stay here. Option 2, walk that right foot up the left leg below the knee or above the knee, but never on the knee joint. Very good. Now, you might be able to do a half lotus pose here by bringing the ankle into that hip crease. I cannot do that, so you can always grab onto the foot or the ankle here. So that's an option. Some people like to practice that variation if you have more of the Ashtanga roots. You can grow your branches here. Very nice. Or a couple more breaths in tree pose, or we can cross that right ankle over the left thigh, coming into a seated figure 4 or standing figure 4 and sitting back like a chair. And this is going to hit more of the IT bands, opening up through the outside edge of the hip. In our Warrior 2 series, we got a lot of the inner thigh, the inside of the hip, so this is just a nice way to counterbalance it. Or you can simply stay in tree pose. When you're ready, pressing down to that left foot, draw that right knee in towards the navel and ground back down to mountain. Also, if you're at home and your mat's on carpeting, if your balance feels challenged, I think that's kind of what's happening here because my floor is a little uneven and it's really soft. So if you're like, wow, my balance is kind of off, that could be why. So starting back in our mountain pose, because again, a mountain's our foundation, start to shift the weight to that right leg. Left heel comes to right ankle. Again, option 1, stay here. Option 2, walk that right foot above, the left foot above, okay, I can't talk. Walk the left foot up the right leg below the knee or above the knee, but never on the knee. You guys have taken my classes before, you know I get a little tongue-tied. It's okay, right? And make sure that hip's never pressing out to the side. We always want to push the thigh and the foot together so we have that nice long spine. So option 1 to stay in your tree, or option 2 to cross that left ankle over the right thigh. Hands come to heart center and sit back for your standing chair figure 4 type of deal. Some people call it standing fire log, standing figure 4. We're kind of in a chair pose, but we're not in the seat. Very nice. When you're ready, wherever you're at, use that right leg to keep you nice and strong. Left knee comes towards the navel, and then gently ground back down, find mountain. Take a nice breath in, and exhale, side out. Beautiful job. So this will be the finishing, well, this is the end of our practice now, so we've finished the Warrior 2 standing series. Stay tuned for the seated series, the cool down, and the warm up. So again, you have your building blocks to your yoga practice. I'll have a few different standing series options that I'll post as well, so you can kind of just play around with it, see what your body needs. This is the first one that's coming up, so again, just stay tuned. If it's not up right now, they'll be up as the week goes on. So just stay tuned, all right, guys? Thank you so much for joining. As always, it's a pleasure. Namaste. Love you all. Bye.